Yo, what's going on YouTube? My name is Ken and welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing on with the AFL podcast series. The first game is already underway. Sadly, I couldn't get this out in time. It's 33-13, Hawthorn and West Coast. So yeah, with SuperCoach I'm not making any changes this round. I'm going to keep the captaincy on Dangerfield. I don't really know why I'm doing that. Not making any changes. I'm not in any leagues. I'm only in the schools. And I'm just doing it for overall ranking. Players like Bartel, Wells, and Gunston let me down last week, so this is the team basically, and I'll just still be keeping a watch over it. So yeah, it's a pretty decent team that I've built up over the course of the year. All the players I see as good players, honestly. The only one who I don't really see as a top-notch player is maybe Gresham. I probably could have traded and gotten someone better than Gresham. But everyone else is like a top-quality player, and you can't deny that when you look at this team. So throughout the year I made $2,529. Not bad. Over in the tipping, this is where it gets interesting. I tipped West Coast over Hawthorn to win by 16 points. It's at Domain, and I believe Hawthorn are just going to lose another game, and then the likes of Sydney, Adelaide, and Geelong could pop up there into Hawthorn's ranking and probably overtake them, considering Hawthorn have quite a low percentage. If they wanted to stay at the top and be minor premiers, they would have probably had to beat West Coast by a fair margin. They're away, they're at Domain, they're already losing by 20 points. And I just reckon West Coast will get over the top of them and cement their place as a top tier side. So I don't see West Coast losing this one. North Melbourne, Sydney. I tipped Sydney just because, pretty much. North Melbourne, I believe, will lose another one. They'll still finish in the 8th. They'll finish 8th, I reckon, with Melbourne finish 9th, St Kilda 10. Kind of like how it is now. But I just think Sydney will get over the line, and that will put them at the 64 points. Richmond over St Kilda. I barrack for Richmond. I tip with my heart, not my head. And yep. GWS over Freo. I am tipping GWS are at home. Freo have had a horror season, and everyone seemed to focus on it at the start, but no one's really focusing on it now. They're saying Richmond's had a horror season, which we have, but Freo, especially considering where they've been finishing in the last few years, have had a horror season. Horror. So I'm tipping Collingwood over Gold Coast. This was probably the main one in the round where I didn't know who to choose, but I went with Collingwood over Gold Coast at Etihad. I just think they'll get over the top. But Gold Coast, it will be a close game. Adelaide over Port Adelaide. It's at Adelaide Oval. I reckon it'll be a good game. Port Adelaide really have not been performing in the last few weeks, and Adelaide really have. So I think Adelaide are going to continue that on. Next up, Melbourne versus Carlton. I've gone with Melbourne. Pretty obvious tip there after the last few weeks. Melbourne have been on fire this whole season, they have, and I reckon they have a great future. I like all of their players, and personally Melbourne is one of my more liked teams. Obviously I don't have a second team. Richmond's my one and only team, but in teams I like, Melbourne are there, and the likes of North Melbourne and Carlton are in the tiers I don't like. But I don't hate Carlton as much this year, but I just hate North Melbourne. Anyway, Geelong over Brisbane Lions. Pretty obvious tip, but Brisbane beat Carlton last week, and you never know what might happen. And Western Bulldogs over Essendon. Pretty kind of obvious one there. I reckon Western Bulldogs will get over the line against Essendon. I reckon Essendon might have a chance in the game, though. Alright guys, so as you can see before the round, I'm on 129 tips for the season. As you can see there, I'm 95,000, not too great, but still 129 is a decent score so far for the season. Hopefully I can get that up to around maybe 135 before the end of the season, maybe, I don't know, maybe not 145, maybe around 149. Oh, actually, probably, I'm not sure, actually. So, I got 5 out of 10, by the way, in these soccer tips. Anyway, guys, let's move over to the ins and outs for this week. Western Eagles, what the hell, I'm getting West Coast and Western Bulldogs messed up. West Coast Eagles versus Hawthorn. In it comes James Sicily, and out goes Will Langford. Jonathan Segel is playing his 50th game. Jackson Nelson and Lewis Jetta come in for the West Coast Eagles, and Thomas Barras and Sean Turnbridge go out. Scott Thompson and Ben Brown come back in for the Kangas, and out goes Robbie Nahas and Ryan Clark. In comes Ben McGuinn and Kurt Tippett for Sydney Swans, and out is Toby Nankervis and Kieran Jack. Few changes here for the Tigers. We have Kane Lambert, Todd Elton, Callum Moore and Connor Menadue coming in. Ty Vickery, Ben Lennon, Nathan Drummond and Anthony Miles going out. Now, I'm just going to take a minute to talk about this. Now, I don't mind that Callum Moore's playing his first game. Cool. 19 years old. I like Menadue coming back into the side. But Lennon going out, I don't think he deserves to be omitted. And Miles, he's been like our most solid player this year. Like, he has been such a solid player for ever since he came to the club. And why are we putting him out? At least get some more game time into him. Just gonna make him want to move. Anyway, Lambert coming in isn't bad. Elton, I don't know why we haven't given up on Elton. We've given him like a shot a year for the last, like, God knows how many years. Don't know why we don't just give up on him or make him a reserves player forever. Anyway, with St Kilda, in comes Jaron Geary, Jason Holmes and Jack Loney, and out goes Darren Minchington, Sam Fisher and Tom Hickey. GWS vs Fremantle, in comes Jacob Hopper and Nathan Wilson for the Giants. Out goes Matthew Kennedy and Adam Kennedy, the two Kennedys. Zach Williams and Nathan Wilson playing their 50th game. Cameron Sutcliffe, Matt Taberner and John Griffin coming in for Freo. Out goes Sandilands, Pav and Hughes. Sandilands and Pav, they're two, players really. Pav's been rested. Why are you resting him? What? You don't have finals. Anyway, Eddie Betts is playing his 250th game. Sam Jacobs comes in and Riley O'Brien goes out for the Adelaide Crows. Some pretty big ins here for Port. Jake Need, Jay Schultz and Jimmy Tompus, the three J's, come in with Dixon, Logan and Wingard. Not Logan. Dixon, Austin and Wingard going out. So some pretty big ins and outs there for Port Adelaide. Collingwood vs Gold Coast Suns, Sexton, Lemons and Fiorini, and Schofield, Hallahan and Jesse Joyce going out. And I believe I have Joyce. I got rid of Joyce actually. Joyce going out. Fiorini coming in for his first game. Adam Trawls playing his 100th. Taylor Adams is out and Ben Crocker bullshits in. Joking, Ben Crocker, good on you. Carlton vs Melbourne. William Sumner coming in with Blaine Bokhorst going out. Viv Mitchie, Sam Wiedemann and Alex Neil Bullen coming in with Cameron Peterson, Jeff Garlett and James Harms going out. Cunningham's played his first game. Wiedemann's played his first game. We move down to Brisbane Lions vs Geelong Cats. Josh Clayton, Tom Bell and Jackson Payne coming in with Jared Jansen, Michael Close and Archie Smith are going out for the Brisbane Lions. Josh Clayton is new. In comes Andrew Mackie and Darcy Wang. Out goes Jimmy Bartell and Josh Caddy. I didn't even realise Jimmy Bartell wasn't playing. Oh, well, I don't even care. He was shit last week anyway. And the last game, this is a big out for Western Bulldogs. And a lot of Bulldog supporters are wondering why. And look at all those milestones for Essendon. So let's get into it. Darcy Parish, Carl Langford and Mark J. Mother Russian come in with Sam Grimley, James Polkinghorne and John Simpkin going out. Gleeson's playing his 50th game. Stokes is playing his 200th, and Cooney is playing his 250th. So, some pretty big milestones there, especially Stokes and Cooney. Former Brownlow medalist there in Adam Cooney. And Toby McLean and Rourke Smith come in for Western Bulldogs. And Matthew Suckling, which makes sense, he is injured with his Achilles. But Jake Stringer was dropped. This is kind of like the frickin' Anthony Miles business. I'm not sure what's going on there, but some pretty interesting ins and outs this week for every team in every game. I've shown you my tips. I've shown you my SuperCoach. I have given you the ins and outs. Pretty interesting. Let's see how this round goes, and I'll see you at the end of the round with my wrap-up on AFL Podcast 5? I'm Kenny. Until next time, peace!